Your Excellency, Dr. Bonayano, the Minister of Science and Technology, Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama, other ministers here present, Minister of State, H. Abdullahi, that's Minister of State for Science and Technology, Senate Committee members on Science and Technology, House Committee members on Science and Technology, permanent secretaries here present, DGs of various parastatals under the Ministry of Science and Technology, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the grand finale of 2021 edition of Technology Expo. It's been a very busy week for science and technology family across Nigeria who converged on Abuja for this interesting edition of the program. We know we have made new records in terms of participation, in terms of the quality of research results, in terms of science and technology-driven products that have been presented here from different parts of the country, and of course from different parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. It's also very notable that individuals who may not be scientists by education also came here with their talent and of course presented some products, science-driven products that will amaze you. Of course, the Honorable Minister went round on the second day of this very event and saw for himself tremendous contributions of Nigerians from different parts of the country to this very edition of Techno Expo. And of course, he made mention of the fact that inventors are also around to see what they can do to champion the cause of diversifying the nation's economy by ensuring that they take up one or two research results for commercialization. And so it's been a full house of science and technology-driven activities for the last 4 days. And today, we are concluding this very edition of the program and hoping that by the time we finish with the activities of this closing ceremony, we shall be looking forward to another round of Technology Expo come 2022. For now, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of your time, may I invite the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Science and Technology, Edith Sunday Akban. This is a man who has gathered experience over the years. Can we put our hands together for him, please? Can we appreciate him, please? And I want you to understand that this is a man who has also held different portfolios. He was once a Commissioner for Finance, Industry, and Commerce and Tourism, Akwa Ibom State. Shall we please welcome him once more with a round of applause, please? Welcome him to the podium. That's the Permanent Secretary, Sunday Akban, Federal Minister of Science and Technology.
Distinguished members of the National Assembly here present, the Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Bonayano, other Honorable Ministers here present, Minister of Health and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Permanent Secretaries, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Directors and Heads of Agencies, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed with the deepest sense of humility I stand before you at this closing ceremony of the Technology and Innovation Expo 2021. I wish to use this opportunity to thank Almighty God for his guidance and leading the way from the very first step to this last day of the event. And with gratitude, I wish also to express the joy of our ministry and the entire staff to His Excellency, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, on whose behalf is the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN, GCON, very graciously honor our invitation and declare the Technology and Innovation Expo open a few days ago. May I also very sincerely commend the commitment of the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, His Excellency, Dr. Bonayano, the Honorable Minister of State, Barrister Mohammed Abdullahi, for providing the initiative, the leadership, and support which made possible the huge success of this program. My appreciation also extends to the staff of the ministry, agencies, exhibitors, development partners, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, the Bank of Industry, security agencies, and the planning committee for their support and hard work in making the event worthwhile. The support and the grace of the directors of my ministry, particularly the Director of Science and Technology Promotion, Mr. Guntunde Abayomi, Director General of Agencies and Leadership of the FCT as well, I must say, very well appreciated. The NTA, the nation's television powerhouse, I thank you for the live coverage and broadcast of our event. To other media houses and establishments, thank you for the interest you've so far shown for giving this event full coverage. The theme of this year's event, Science, Technology, and Innovation for Economic Recovery and Sustainability amidst COVID-19 challenges, is in line with the current socioeconomic reality, which in a way brought to the fore the innovative capacity of Nigerian entrepreneurs, scientists, and researchers are thinking very widely and aloud with a view to diversifying our economy amidst COVID-19 and other environmental challenges. The staging of Techno and Innovation Expo 2021, particularly this one, that of 2021, is a testimony of the ministry's bold initiative towards developing a sustainable and inclusive industrial growth of the economy in the years ahead. This, the ministry plans to accomplish by yearly providing a platform at showcasing groundbreaking inventions, innovations, and research findings, which, if harnessed, as we strongly hope, will be the springboard for Nigeria's industrialization. May I emphasize further that these initiatives are aimed at creating the right atmosphere for industrial growth, bringing together the synergy and collaboration between the industry and the academia, and at the same time, strengthening the innovative skills of researchers, supported with other policy measures that promote the patronage of local content, such as leather and leather products, renewable energy, import substitution on the chemical and other products, as for example, hand wash and sanitizer. At this point, we can say with confidence that the Science and Innovation Expo has provided the needed stimulus for entrepreneurship development and innovation in Nigeria's ecosystem. Let me assure all of us here present that the management of Federal Ministry of Science and Technology is ready at all times to partner with or augment effort at all levels to promote innovation, advances in technology, and the industrialization of our great country. It is my hope that the product exhibited these few days, though at their elementary state at the present time, would provide to be the pride of the nation in the very near future. It is on this note, ladies and gentlemen, that I urge all participants and stakeholders to sustain the gains recorded at this expo for the sake of posterity, and for the overall good of our great country. As we all return home at the end of the expo, I prayed for safe journey and the grace to meet your family and loved ones well and secured. Thank you for your attention, and may God Almighty continue to bless us and bless our great country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, can we please give the PAMSEC another round of applause?
As Mr. Network Service of the Nigerian Television Authority, we welcome you to this outside broadcast on Science and Technology Expo 2021. This is the final day of this very event, which commenced on Monday. And the theme of this year's expo is Science, Technology and Innovation for Economic Recovery and Sustainability amidst COVID-19 challenges. Well, from all indications, a good number of new innovations and new inventions have been on display since last Monday. And it's very clear that many Nigerians who are science inclined are making very deliberate contributions to national development by way of invention, by way of creativity, and by way of ensuring that Techno Expo, the concept of Techno Expo is sustained, and of course use it as a catalyst for national development. So from all indications, the 2021 Expo has been very successful. The Minister of Science and Technology on Tuesday went around the pavilion and inspected a number of projects and the findings of different establishments and individuals, and he came out to say that we are moving forward.
Minister of Health, Permanent Secretary, Science and Technology, and all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen here present. It's really a great honor and a great privilege to be able to be asked to give a few words of goodwill. First and foremost, I would like to extend warm congratulations to the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology for the passion and the commitment he's showing to science and technology. As you all know, really, this is a knowledge economy, a global knowledge economy world. Wealth and is based on creativity and innovation. If you look at all the countries, all the rich countries of the world today, the industrializing countries, you will see one common factor, and it is the emphasis, the investment that they are placing on science and technology, on innovation. Today, no society can prosper and grow without innovation. And we have to put in the work, we have to put in the investment, and we have to put an enabling environment for it. It's all about research and development and innovation. That is the only way. There's no other shortcut. And it is reckoned that a country should be spending at least 2% of its gross national product on research and innovation. If not, it will not industrialize. A very, very, very simple example is what we are faced with today in the world. We have a pandemic, a global pandemic, COVID-19. And what do we need? We need vaccines. We need vaccinations. And what are we seeing? That those countries that had invested in research and development and innovation are the ones producing the vaccines, and we that have not devoted as much resources on innovation, science and technology, research and development, are now sitting down waiting for those countries to provide us with vaccines to keep our people alive. If there's anything that should let us know the importance of research and development, it is this pandemic that we are facing of COVID. We have to invest in that. And I congratulate once again the Ministry of Science and Technology and the Honorable Minister for the great work that they are doing to convince and persuade Nigerians that our future lies in research and development and science and technology. And I congratulate all those who have brought their inventions and innovations out here. Keep up the good work, and hopefully more and more, the value of what you're doing will be appreciated, and there will be more investment poured into what you're doing. Congratulations, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Put your hands together for the minister He is our great minister holding our relations with the rest of the world.
Well, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama there, making very salient point with respect to the current situation globally where Nigeria and other African nations are relying on foreign countries for vaccine against COVID-19 and other issues he actually raised. Time is now for any nation to go science, technology, and innovation, or
he
you
has
do not
had
develop.
record in Germany, in East Africa, in Europe, and the world. Our own Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ehanire, is my in-law. He's a great minister. Put your hands together for him. Everything about health in Nigeria is under his table. Dr. Hanire, please, we're asking you to come and say a few words. That's him. He's coming. He's coming. Everything about COVID-19, the man worries every day. Nigerians love him. Africans love him. Europeans love him. Americans love him. He's not only a very dedicated doctor. He knows his onions. And Dr. Sir, you're very welcome. Our ebullient Minister of Health. God bless you and keep you for us.
Thank you very much. I am honored by that very generous introduction. And I want to thank the MC for that. His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Excellency, the Honorable Minister of State for Science and Technology, Your Excellency, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Permanent Secretary, Directors, let me rest on the protocol so well established. I join my brother, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, in congratulating the Ministry of Science and Technology, particularly the ministers, for the hard work and for the energy they have shown in putting this together. This is a very important event because it's taking us to the same level as those countries who rely on knowledge and science to drive innovation and to drive creativity. We are here unleashing the creative energy of Nigerians. We are able to allow people the opportunity to show what they can do. Knowledge is the basis of all of it, and the development of skills out of knowledge. And to crown it all, the Home Minister did not forget to include entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is what takes what comes out of here to the next level. And the creativity of all of that is being able to produce at a cost that is affordable to all. The Ministry of Health is honored to be able to work with the Ministry of Science and Technology. We have been told about the challenge we face at this time, the COVID-19 challenge, and the fact that it's a novel virus that is causing it, a virus that nobody knew much about until it actually started to do havoc. So everybody was more or less on the same level in trying to find out more about this virus. I can say that our own scientists have not done badly at all. We have been able to do the sequencing of the virus barely just a few weeks after it arrived in Nigeria on the 27th of February. In the meantime, we have done the sequencing of a large that have appeared in our country. We have also been able to work on vaccines. We have at least 2 candidate vaccines which are waiting for enough resources to take them to the level of clinical trials and go through the level of clinical trials and then hand over to entrepreneurs who will now be able to do production of the vaccines. So in many ways, yes, the creative energy is there. We can see it. We have seen Nigerians also rise to the occasion and begin to produce personal protective equipment, producing sanitizers, and producing masks. And the challenge, of course, comes from the inspiration that we see given here by the Ministry of Science and Technology, where the ministers are so passionate and so dedicated to this development of new knowledge, to innovation, to creativity, that they have been able to stimulate what has gone on in this country so far. I want to recommend that this expo be held more frequently, because as we are here today, there are many young people, there are many scientists who have seen what's going on, and they are going to prepare themselves, prepare their own innovations, and look for the opportunity to also come and display what they have created. At the Ministry of Health, we are looking to build one primary healthcare center in every political ward. That we have just about under 4,000 at the moment. We have about 6,000 to go. Many of them will be in rural areas, and many of these primary healthcare centers will have to be complete, comprehensive, and include staff quarters for them to be able to offer a service round the clock. Now, what that means is that we need to use the economy of scale, of cost, and we shall be looking for opportunity to speak with the building research department here, agency, to find the lowest cost way of building solid using domestic technology and domestic resources. I understand that they have developed very creative ways of being able to construct a large number of primary healthcare centers at a cost that will be affordable to us. We want to achieve as many of them during the period of the administration of this president as much as possible, as we shall also require to develop the pharmaceutical industry and also manufacture commodities that are required in medical field and in fact tools and medicines. So the scope of hope is large, and I want to invite the Ministry of Science and Technology to continue to encourage young scientists and developers and innovators, also in the medical area, to rise to the occasion and pick up the challenge and contribute not only to the body of knowledge, to the skills, and then compete with other countries in the world. We live in a world of competition. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Put your hands together for the Honourable Minister. He has so much knowledge about medicine in that his head. When you see an American say, that guy is a really good guy, you know that he's a nice person. It's now my privilege to welcome specially the Minister of Finance. He will now be called in by my colleague to come and deliver her goodwill message.
All right, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before we invite the representative of the Honorable Minister of Finance, it is my pleasure to recognize specially, he's a youth and is a lover of youth, the Honorable Minister of State, Science and Technology, Mohammed H. Abdullahi Esquire. We celebrate you, sir. You're welcome. Then in that manner as well, it is my pleasure with all sense of humility and due respect to recognize the presence of my dear own father and brother, the first elected executive governor of Ekiti State, who is now the Honorable Minister of State, Trade and Investment, Otumba Niyi Adebayo. You are welcome, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends and well-wishers of Ministry of Science and Technology, without wasting further time, let me bring on to the podium for the goodwill message under the canopy of Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. All right. Sorry. The Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, Otumba Niyi Adebayo. Egban family Egba. All right. Join me as we welcome to the podium the representative of the Federal Minister of Finance as a PAMSEC Special Duty, Al-Aji Aliu Shehu Shinkafi, for goodwill message from that ministry. Put your hands together for him as he comes.
Thank you, Al-Haji. Please, as he's coming, put your hands together for him. If you have questions about your salary, about our budget, everything about money in Nigeria, look at the Al-Haji to talk to. And it fits him well, which is overflowing. Babadiga, he is talking finance and finance only. God bless you, sir.
The Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the Honorable Minister of Health, Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel, former ministers, my colleague, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Science and Technology, heads of agencies, directors, other government officials, the press, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning sends her best wishes, and she identifies with you as you celebrate this year's expo. She would have been here, but for exigencies of the office, she had sent me to represent her. Let me once again congratulate the ministry for hosting this year's expo, which is tagged Science, Technology and Innovation for Economic Recovery and Sustainability Amidst COVID-19 Challenges. The theme is very apt considering the global challenges being posed by the COVID-19 pandemic that has ravaged the world economy, in which Nigeria is not an exception. And that is why the ministry had come up with stimulus packages that are aimed at cushioning the effect of this monster in the areas of healthcare, youth employment, pharmaceutical industry, the tourism industry, and others. So this expo had come at the right time. Like the Minister of Health or Foreign Affairs said, that we should encourage our nationals, most especially that now the COVID-19 vaccine is the in thing, because if we have our own nationals that develop such vaccines, we don't have to be dependent on other nations for them to develop for us to use. So this expo should be a stepping stone whereby our researchers and investors, local investors and researchers are encouraged. And this is why my ministry will be very ready to partner with the Ministry of Science and Technology in order to assist and encourage our nationals in developing such vaccines so that we don't need to depend on other nations for the health of our citizenry. Let me once again identify with the expo and convey my minister's goodwill and congratulations to the Ministry of Science and Technology. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together for the representative of the Honorable Minister of Finance?
Assurances that the Federal Minister of Finance will be contributing its own quota in promoting science, technology, and innovation. The ministry is quite ready to, of course, support financially any efforts being made towards developing science, technology, and innovation, especially as it concerns the issue of vaccine for COVID-19 and vaccines for other ailments that we have. Malaria is also there. If we could get a vaccine for malaria, that would be a step, a big step, by this country. And so in this very closing ceremony, we have a beehive of activities, and they entail presentation of assessment of our World Subcommittee reports, presentation of prizes, cash awards, plaques and outstanding exhibitions, categories. We have group presentations to be made. And so we're going to link up with the podium as some of these activities unfold. We'll return at the very end of the activities.
This is my in-law, and is beloved in my state and everywhere in the world. And I'm glad to see him looking good.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, the Honorable Minister of State Science and Technology, members of the Federal Executive Council, former ministers here present, permanent secretaries, members of the National Assembly, top government officials, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I must thank most sincerely the ministers of Science and Technology for extending the invitation to me for this event. I'm here to felicitate with them on the work that they have been doing in the ministry. Without a doubt, the future of our country lies in non-oil exports. Industry. As Minister of Industry, it is important for us that we encourage those who can help Nigeria get out of earning foreign exchange only from oil. So we are here to encourage the ministry and the people that they are encouraging, those who are exhibiting here in this expo, with a view to assisting them to enable Nigeria get away from its dependence on oil as a foreign exchange earner. Our ministry has put in place various incentives to assist industrialists. We have the Bank of Industry, which has various finance schemes to assist young industrialists. We in our ministry have recognized the role that MSMEs play in the economy of this country. They are the largest employers of labor, and we are doing everything possible to encourage and assist not only the growth of the existing ones, but also encouraging people to form new ones so that more people can be employed and more goods can be produced. So we congratulate the Ministry of Science and Technology on the work that they're doing. We pledge our continued support and cooperation with the ministry. We will be sitting down with the ministry to look at further ways by which we can collaborate to assist the MSMEs and those who are exhibiting their goods here. In fact, I was cracking a joke with somebody. I said, it seems as if there has been a concerted effort to tie the two ministries together, because the current permanent secretary in the Ministry of Science and Technology used to be the permanent secretary in our ministry, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Having said that, I once again congratulate the Ministry of Science and Technology on the work that they are doing here today, and I pray that we will continue to see important inventions and goods being made by Nigerian industrialists. Congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you, D. My in-law is a man who performs. All he does is perform. Anything you give him, he performs. In the party, he performs. In the ministry, he performs. At home, he performs too. He's a great in-law of mine. Today is the day we call the world to come and see what we have done. Dr. Bono brought us here so that we can see our hands and our legs, what this country can be. And what we're doing is to recognize the ingenuity, the paramount wisdom. So, after 5 days, we can see what this job is all about. This is life. I want to greet Dr. Bono. I also want to greet other ministers who join us to come and see what we have done. And I want to say also clearly, Nigerians, this is the time for you patriotism and dedication that Nigerians have given. If you go into these pavilions, you will pick something. You must pick something that will show you that we've gone far in this country. Just go into any of these pavilions, you pick up the evidence of our science and technology. Dr. George Mohalu, the DG of National Inland Waterways, you're welcome. Senator Adigije, a man of reputable merits, we are welcome. I welcome all of you. Engineer Ali Aziz, the man who used small card to identify Nigerians. Engineer Aziz, you're welcome.
Wow, that's lovely. Thank you very much, Elder Ima Okoro. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite the chief host of this wonderful event for his closing speech. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not busy, put your hands together for the Honorable Minister of Science and Tech, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, as he comes. The more you clap, the faster he comes to the microphone.
Dr. Onu, the Minister of Science and Technology, he's the man who brought us here, the Prince of Uburu, the only minister who has more than 20 distinguished chieftain titles, the man with sagacity, the man with luck, the man with steps, the man with wisdom, the man with opulence. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, our honorable minister. For 5 years, you've brought Nigerians to come and see. He's the great Prince of Uburu. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir, Doctor.
All right, look up. Distinguished
members of the Federal Executive Council, both present and past, permanent secretaries, director generals, chief executive officers of various agencies, participants in this Technology and Innovation Expo 2021. Most distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to state that 5 days ago, on Monday, March 15, 2021, the 5th edition of the Technology and Innovation Expo was declared open by President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by Vice President Professor Yemi Oshibajo. I thank, on behalf of the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, I thank Mr. President for commending the contributions of science, technology, and innovation to nation building, particularly the capacity of science, technology, and innovation to create jobs for our people and wealth for our country. The participation and the promises made by Mr. President at the 5th edition of our Expo has given the science, technology, and innovation sector the additional encouragement to strive towards effectively utilizing science, technology, and innovation for nation building. I also thank Mr. President for granting scholarship awards up to the Doctor of Philosophy degree level in any Nigerian university to the 3 best, most promising young scientists in the country through the 774 Young Nigerian Scientists Presidential Award. This is a way of encouraging the study of science and mathematics in our schools. May I also use this opportunity to call on states and local governments to encourage their students that emerged winners at the other stages of the competition. The past 5 days have witnessed continuous exhibitions in the various pavilions of research institutions, tertiary institutions, including universities, both public and private, polytechnics, colleges of agriculture, and colleges of education, junior engineers, technicians, and scientists, governments, state governments, secondary schools, and the informal sector, including outdoor activities that we saw in every part of this very important Eagle Square. Also, we have had technical sessions on blue economy, presentations by talented young scientists of Nigeria, as well as the Investors Researchers Forum. The Federal Ministry of Science and Technology believes that when challenged, the best can come from our researchers, inventors, and innovators. In this respect, the ministry constituted a strong team of judges to assess the inventions, innovations, and research results of our expo participants. The assessment was in various categories, including technology, entrepreneurs, research institutions, tertiary institutions, and junior engineers, technicians, and scientists, secondary schools, and states. These assessments were carried out professionally and in a very transparent manner. All the winners that emerged in the first, second, and third positions in the various categories will in future be rewarded with 1,750,000 and 500,000 respectively. We are convinced that this will help us in building a new science and technology culture in our dear nation. Within the week, as I moved around the various stands and pavilions, I was amazed at the level of creativity that I saw. I am very proud of all participants in this expo. I am proud because 2020
NTA, you can't beat the reach. Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the You Report link. And be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
Improve our productivity in the country. As I moved around, I was very happy to find many investors, both from within and outside the country, interacting with inventors and innovators to determine the best areas to deploy their investment. This shows that research and innovation going on in the country have been continuous, helping us grow significantly in our dear country. All these make me very hopeful about the brightness, progress, and the prosperity of our nation in future. Your Excellencies, most distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to inform you that the outputs of our past 4 editions of the Expo have led to the creation of many micro and small-scale businesses in our dear country.
Both ministers are conferring on something of national importance.
As the Minister of Science and Technology and Minister of State, I'm having some close conversation with respect to activities lined up for the closing ceremony of the 2021 edition of Techno Expo.
We are convinced that these businesses in the near future will grow into medium and large-scale enterprises. And that's why we are very happy that the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment is here with us. I invite the organized private sector to take advantage of the research results and prototypes showcased at this expo to create jobs for our people, reduce poverty and crime in the country, as well as create wealth for both themselves and the nation. We are determined to continue to work hard to ensure that in the future, Nigeria becomes one of the leading economies in the world. This can be done. We will not rest until this is achieved. Our efforts to diversify our economy can only be sustainable if we effectively deploy science, technology, and innovation to nation building. The technologies we develop in the country today will be the foundation for new startups that will grow into large-scale businesses tomorrow. This is why I call on young people in the country not to be afraid of the future. The human brain has limitless capabilities, and there is no limit to human imagination. Hence, the large number of the unemployed of today, which stands at 33.3% at Q4 of 2020, should not make us despair or lose hope. Rather, we should see a tremendous opportunity that is open to our dear country. Nigeria is blessed to have majority of her population as young people. Our soil is fertile. All parts of the country have rivers. Our weather is one of the best in the world, and we have our young people as one of the most intelligent in the world. This high level of unemployment shows that we have young people who are ready to work but have no work to do. This means that if we can get them to work, they can help us grow our economy. We must not forget that there are nations whose population have aged and are decreasing year after year. They have difficulty in finding how to run their factories, operate their infrastructure, and fill up their classrooms. But this is not the case with us here in Nigeria. So those who see the large number of young people as increasing the higher level of criminal activities, chaos, disorder, and doom should not forget that by giving our young people the necessary and appropriate skills will provide the unique opportunity to effectively mobilize them for nation building. This is what science, technology, and innovation can do for our dear nation. So for young people of our dear nation, I say to you, don't be afraid. The future of our dear nation is bright. Finally, I thank you all for coming. I urge you to hold firm to your dream and continue to work hard for a better Nigeria. As you leave this venue, remember these precious words contained in our national anthem. The labor of our heroes past shall not be in vain. It is therefore the responsibility of our generation to advance the achievements of our past heroes. And this is what is happening now. This is a task for all of us. It is a challenge for us. It is a responsibility that we must achieve. The assessment that was done within the week, we will communicate with all the winners and then reward them appropriately. It is therefore with abiding faith in the Almighty God for better days ahead that I declare closed the 2021 Technology and Innovation Expo. I wish you all safe journey as you travel to your various destinations. I thank you so much, and may the Almighty God bless our dear nation, Nigeria.
Put your hands together for the Honorable Minister. Thank you. Thank you. Please put your hands again for the Honorable Minister. The group photograph. group photograph, we are inviting all the ministers and all the eminent persons to come for the group photograph here. I've cited Dr. Samson Uchoga, the Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development. This place is filled with developed people who have come to enjoy our Science and Technology Expo.
And also the Minister of Foreign Affairs, please.
Yes.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Health, please, Trade and Investment as well. Please do step out for the group photograph with the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology.
The Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Budget and National Planning, Prince Clem Abba, you are welcome. You're also welcome to take pictures with us. Professor Augustine Amba, Vice Chancellor, Cross River University of Technology. Professor E. Olo, River State University, Port Harcourt, you're welcome. We are going to take good photograph here. I greet also the DG of National Inland
Chief
Waterways
Audu
Authority,
Obe, please
Dr.
come and join for the
So
photograph.
please come forward.
Chief Audu Obe, please come and join the
The
photograph.
ministers will come up here.
And other former ministers of Science and Technology present, please come and join the group photograph.
Chief Audu
Audu
Obe,
Obe,
we are
invited
calling
him.
you to come also.
All former ministers of Science and
please
Technology,
come out.
please come and
Former
join.
ministers. My friend is not former, it's my friend, Dr. Asake Ehinere, the great medical expert.
There will be exhibition.
Yes.
The minister will
Former
be
ministers, come out as well and join us. Alaji, you will join us. Thank you.
Adebayo Shitu, Chief Adebayo Shitu, please come and join.
Engineer Aliyu Aziz, DG NIMSI, come and join us in the photograph. You're also a scientist of great repute. Come and join us. My friend Shitu, is he here? Okay. His pedigree is a great bearded hair. You know him wherever he goes. The man has intellect in him. We're also going to go to the exhibition tours for the final time. After, we shall go to the end after we've finished with the anthem.
I want to recognize the presence of all Director Generals in our midst. Director General, National Biotechnology Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, you're welcome.
National anthem.
All right, can we have the national anthem now, please?
We are up, standing for the national anthem.
To close this event formally, can we have the national anthem, please? All right, thank you very much, distinguished.
That's
Honorable
of course, the end of the closing ceremony as performed by the Minister of Science and Technology. And the Minister will also conclude his tour of the pavilion, which he started on Tuesday. Then he's going to conclude that in the next hour or thereabout. And that's when we shall be concluding this particular outside broadcast courtesy of the Nigerian Television Authority Network Service. And so we shall be watching the minister make his moves from one pavilion to another, and let's see how far our cameras can go in giving us the vital information about the presentations by either agencies or individuals who are still displaying some of their science-inclined products here at the Eagle Square. So there are certain stands he wishes to actually visit. These are the ones that he omitted on Tuesday. He intends to go back and see how they are faring in terms of what they have presented this year at the 2021 Techno Expo. And if we are at a vantage position to show you the action, we will do that so that you will be part of the tour. This tour actually will finalize the closing ceremony, as it were.
The minister said that they will reach out to the winners of the award later. So for those that want to travel, make sure you pick your certificates of participation at the Technology and Innovation Expo Secretariat before your departure. Till we meet again next year, everyone. Thank you so much. We all love you.
President Buhari launches $890 million global fund as health intervention grant to fight HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, and others. First quarter regular meeting of secretaries of state governments ends with a call for stakeholders to step up action in tackling national security. Plus, federal government's determination to close existing gap in the number of out-of-school children in the country. These and more on Panorama. I'm Naja'atu Tijani. History has been made in Tanzania as Samia Suluhu Hassan takes her oath of office as Tanzania's president, making her the country's first woman to assume the position. Adebola Brooksland Sunday reports that she has also become the first female president in East Africa.
Mimi Samia Suluhu Hassan naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
Samia Suluhu Hassan is a soft-spoken woman, from vice president position to Tanzania's first female leader after John Magufuli's sudden death. Born in 1960 in Zanzibar, a former slaving hub and trading outpost in the Indian Ocean, Samia graduated from high school, and at 17, she took a clerkship in a government office after she publicly said her finishing results were poor. After undertaking further study, she rose through the ranks to become a developmental officer in the Zanzibari government. She was employed as a project manager for the UN's World Food Programme, and later in the 1990s, Samia Suluhu was made executive director of an umbrella body governing non-governmental organizations in Zanzibar. She became a parliament member for the Makudunchi constituency from 2010 to 2015 and has been Minister of State in the Vice President's Office for Union Affairs since 2010. In 2014, she served as the Vice Chairperson for the Constitutional Assembly, which was tasked with drafting Tanzania's new constitution. Suluhu is married and have 3 sons and a daughter who is a member of the Zanzibar House of Representatives. After consulting with her Chamacha Mapinduzi ruling party, Suluhu will propose her possible successor as vice president to be confirmed by the National Assembly. Under the constitution, 61-year-old Suluhu will serve the remaining Magufuli's second 5-year term, which will expire in 2025. Adebola, Brooks Lane Sunday, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has launched an $890 million global fund to be deployed as health intervention grant. The grants are to be utilized over the next 3 years in supporting the fight against HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, as well as building resilient and sustainable systems for health in the country. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
Apart from providing impetus for progress in the fight against HIV, tuberculosis and malaria, the Global Fund grants will also mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on Nigeria's health system and programs.
So today is a banner day in the fight against HIV, TB, and malaria, thanks to the Global Fund's continued commitment to Nigeria.
I'd like to assure Your Excellency that the Global Fund will continue to support Nigeria in responding to the pandemic and to the impact on the other diseases and the health system as a whole.
In addition to the grants mentioned above, the Global Fund of their own free will joined the League of Donors to support Nigeria's response to COVID-19 by donating diagnostic, case management, and infection prevention and control commodities worth $51 million United States dollars.
President Muhammadu Buhari expressed Nigeria's appreciation to the Global Fund for its strong partnership with the country in the fight against epidemics, thereby contributing to saving lives, especially of women and children.
This generous funding will complement our investments in the health sector, help curb new infections, and reduce HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria-related morbidity and mortality. It is my wish that in the next 3 years, these 3 diseases are taken much further down the path of elimination.
The thrust of his administration in the health sector, he emphasized, is to ensure that investments get a health system strengthening focus as the most efficient way to utilize available resources and position Nigeria on the path to sustainable health programs.
We are on track to fulfill our co-financing commitments to the Global Fund for this new funding cycle and meeting our other commitments as and when due. Let me also emphasize here that this administration has zero tolerance for corruption and inefficient use of resources. I hereby direct the Minister of Health to set up an accountability framework to monitor the use of this fund and provide periodic performance report to my office.
While restating federal government's commitment to exploring other innovative ways of increasing financing towards ensuring universal health coverage, the president promised to work with other African leaders to ensure sustained high-level political engagement towards achieving the SDG goals by the year 2030. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And we're joining Susan in Makudi for more stories on Panorama. Over to you, Susan.
And welcome to Makudi. The Benue State government says people should disregard the rumors and misinformation making the rounds about the COVID-19 vaccine. Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Dr. Joseph Ngwea, stated this. He gave the advice as the official flag-off of the COVID-19 vaccination exercise in Makudi, the Benue State capital. Correspondent Blessing Omeche Ebute reports that frontline health workers and top military officers were among the first beneficiaries of the vaccine.
Last week, the Benue State government took delivery of over 70,000 doses of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines from the federal government. Consequently, the state government has already hit the ground running in administering the vaccine with the official flagging off of the exercise.
I've just taken mine, just a little prick. I would say less than a mosquito bite. I pray to take the second one to go ahead to have the full immunity.
Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Dr. Joseph Ungbeya, who represented the governor, says frontline health workers will be the first beneficiaries in the first phase of the exercise.
I call on people to voluntarily present themselves for COVID-19 vaccination and to be available to take the second dose in 2 weeks' time.
The World Health Organization and other relevant international and local agencies who witnessed the event emphasized that the vaccination is not an end to the pandemic, but advise people to still adhere to non-pharmaceutical interventions and other safety protocols, such as hand hygiene, use of face masks, and maintaining physical distancing.
I urge that we don't die in ignorance. I think no normal human being will subject others to something that is harmful. And as such, as leaders, we have come to present ourselves so that we can be vaccinated against this monster called COVID-19.
We had to train at the state level in terms of handling the vaccines and administering the vaccines.
The vaccination exercise will continue across the 23 local government areas of the state. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
Benue State, like many others in the northern part of the country, has witnessed unprovoked attacks, killings, kidnapping, as well as banditry. This state of insecurity have become the bane of development in Nigeria. Despite efforts of various security agencies to curtail insecurity, a week hardly passes by without an incident of killings and banditry. In this special report, Godwin Inalibu brings us a general overview of insecurity in Benue State.
Since 2012, many lives and property worth billions of naira have been lost due to insecurity in Benue State, notably Agatu, Gwe West, Guma, and Opop local government areas of the state. Other local government areas are the Sankara axis, comprising Ukum, Kasinala, and Logo, where the notorious bandit Tewasi Agwaza alias Ghana reigned supreme until he fell to the power of the military. The high state of insecurity at the Sankara axis made the state governor, Samuel Otom, to place a curfew and a ban on the use of motorcycles in the area to contain the crisis. Despite this restriction, killing of law-abiding citizens continued in some parts of the state. Among these were the killing of a high-profile politician, Chief Tekura Susuam, the elder brother of the immediate past governor of Benue State, Senator Gabriel Susuam, that of Eunice Aganya, wife of a retired commissioner of police, Ibezimako Aganya, and the killing of a female student of Benue State University, just to mention a few. These have prompted stakeholders to urge Governor Samuel Otom to decisively address the issue to reassure the citizenry of government's determination to bring insecurity to an end in the state.
A lot would have happened if not for the efforts of the command. We have a lot of deployment of officers who are not resting to make sure that crime is checked in Benue State.
We have enjoyed high-level synergy among other security agencies, and we are working together to nip in the bud the high wave of insecurity that we are having in Benue.
Appeal to our people, our local people, to gather intelligence reports and report to the security agencies.
It is important for us to come together and be able to see how best these killings can be addressed.
In Makudi, Godwin Inalibu, NTA News.
Now to take a look at this very topical issue on insecurity in Benue State, With me in the studio is the police image maker, DSP Sewesi Anene. You're most welcome on Panorama.
Thank you, Mr. Susan.
Thank you very much. We understand there's a new commissioner of police in town.
Yes.
Now, what are his plans for the situation in Benue State?
Following the promotion of CP, currently AIG Mukadas Muhammad, a new CP has been deployed to Benue State Police Command. He reported on the 22nd of February in 2021. He met on-ground structures that have been in place to curb the excesses of hoodlums in the state. On his own, he has deployed quite a number of police officers to Sankara Axis, where the state is experiencing some issues with banditry. That has helped in curtailing to a large extent the rates of killings in Sankara Axis. In the metro here, if you have been following events, the CP has deployed a lot of officers from less crime-prone areas to areas that he has mapped out as vulnerable areas, where you see police officers patrolling, doing what we call visibility policing. They're trying to build confidence in members of the public by having a lot of police officers in the communities where they can easily report issues. Police officers can move in for distress calls. So the CP is new in town, but he has done so much. CP Awudumadaki has identified police officers in their various strengths and is redeploying them as he identifies loopholes in performance within various local governments. So we'll be seeing changes from time to time. He's doing some forms of training. He's always with the men, training them, identifying problems that he can solve, and training them with the limited resources available for him. So CP Awudu is already doing so much to help the state.
All right. Now, going by your investigations into these cases of wanton killings, now what's your view? In your view, what could be the root cause of this?
What I would say is most of the issues sometimes come from the Sankara Axis, where we're having issues with banditry. It has been checked to a bearable minimum because it was more than this before now. But there have been a lot of checks based on efforts from the police and sister agencies to reduce activities of bandits in these areas. Within the metropolis here, Makurdi metropolis, we used to have cases of kidnapping that have been reduced drastically. In the last 1 month, we have not received any case of kidnapping in Makurdi metropolis. So I would not say that crime is on the increase in Benue State. I would rather say that it's decreasing compared to what we had before now.
Now, moving from Sankara, let's go to the Oju and Bonta community. What's the update? There's this community crisis that has led to loss of lives and property. What's the security update?
Oju and Konshisha local government areas have been in conflict over land disputes. But the police have been able to bring together parties that are stakeholders in crisis management. Most of the traditional rulers and leaders of these communities have been called to a roundtable meeting to identify what their problems actually are. And I think this has gone a long way to curb the excesses or the crime in that area.
Okay, now how many arrests have been made so far? And how about convictions?
Before now, we have had about 6 persons arrested at Konshisha Oju. They are currently in court. There's no conviction yet, but we are believing God that there will be conviction very soon.
Okay. Now, each occupation has its own occupational hazards. What are the challenges you're facing on this job?
Part of the challenges we face is loss of life. We have had some policemen lost their lives in the line of duty. It has not been easy with their family members. Even as a police officer, sometimes I go extra mile to make sacrifices, to stay away from home and make sure that people sleep with their eyes closed. So I believe most police officers are suffering the same challenges in the state.
Okay, now I would like you to give us a general advice. What would you advise us?
My advice to members of the public is that security is not for the police alone. Members of the public owe the police a duty of giving us timely information about crime happening within their areas. This will make the job of policing easy for officers and men of Benue State Police Command. I urge all of them on this note to cooperate with police officers at their various divisions to make sure that we live in peace and there's that peaceful coexistence among the good people of Benue State.
Thank you very much. We've been talking with DSP Sewese and Neni, the police image maker in Benue State. Thank you very much for coming on Panorama.
Thank you.
Let's now join our sports desk with Tamara Ebiwe guiding us.
Following their 2-1 loss to Orlando Pirates in the CAF Confederation Cup second Group A match in South Africa on Wednesday, fans of Enyimba International Football Club of Aba expressed belief that the two-time Champions League winners will bounce back in their pursuit of continental glory.
I think we are going to qualify from that group with a strong belief. We are going to keep our focus now on Setiv. In Aba, we're going to get the game done. By the time we win, we'll be 6 points, and we'll continue from there.
They must, as a matter of duty, win all their home games, and then after then, they must also make sure they make amends. When you are traveling on the road on the continent, you need to be focused for the entire duration of the game, and that's what they paid for yesterday, and I do hope that they learn from their mistakes.
Meanwhile, excitement heightens as fans await the quarter and semi-finals draw of UEFA Champions League on Friday in Lyon, after the conclusion of round of 16 fixtures, with Chelsea beating Atletico Madrid 2-0 in London, while defending champions edged Lazio 2-1 in Germany.
I hope for the best draws tomorrow, but I tell you, these qualified 8 teams, any of them can get it right in the Champions League.
Away from football, the creative director for the opening and closing ceremonies of the Tokyo Olympics, Hiroshi Sasaki, resigned on Thursday for proposing that a popular plus-size female comedian, Naomi Watanabe, appeared as big at the opening ceremony. Sasaki resigned after a report on Wednesday revealed his suggestion about the celebrity comedian was derogatory. With sports updates, Tamara Ebiwe, NTA News.
Panorama today. Thank you for staying with us and have a pleasant day.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Information is power.
Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Sheer adventurism is driving me to go deep into the Onyama mines. It is the biggest coal mine in the whole of... Well, the coronation of the new Oni is a watershed in the history of the Yoruba land generally, and Ife in particular. Now, because they have a leader now, that will... Simply put, Gura is a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. Differently will be done to the Nigerian textile industries, that our youth will be employed. Only the people that attend the church here can tell you. Service in Holy Arosa is evening. We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the bank of River Niger in Kesu. When beauty opens its doors, it reveals magnificence. So it happens in Jos, Plateau State capital, at the National Festival for Arts and Culture NAFES took over the town. For 7 days, the state capital knows no rest, as the spirit of the cultural diversity of the country takes it over. The variety is flattering, the performance exceptional, and the memory lingering. The festival in Jos was tagged COVID-19 and cultural dynamism. A theme for a national festival for the time it was held could not be more apt. All participating states, and there are over 27 of them, were strict in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols. That assured, they defied the devil in COVID and performed with the elegance, energy, and drama. NAFES is multi-event. They all have bearing on what an exceptionally endowed country we lived in. There was actually this day, in the course of the festival, when on close examination, I wondered why Nigerians do not make the best of what they have. Plateau State lives its life surrounded by the beauties of nature. One of it is a perennial waterfall at the very first gate of the state, coming from Abuja. It is a Rem local government area. They call it Aso Falls. The environment where this waterfall flows is perhaps the highest elevation in Plateau State. It is the actual plateau. It is called Hawenkibu. This is some 10 kilometers of continuous ascent across chains of mountain ranges with deep chasms. The water actually emanates from rock formations around Kuru, near Jos, and flows to empty in a channel of River Kaduna. This waterfall is not just splendid. Yet, many Nigerians who travel abroad for tourism do not know even it is there. Plateau State always pride itself as the home of tourism. But believe me, nowhere is this expression more definitive than in this place, the Asab Waterfall. Asab Waterfall is located at the depths of Hawenkibo. Hawenkibo is definitely one of the most iconic parts of Plateau State. It is a Riem local government, and it's a conglomeration of hills that do not seem to stop. That is precisely where the Asab Waterfall is located. In this place, on a daily basis, you find as many as 100 people coming just to watch. And then, of course, it is a work of art. It is like a poetry. It is like a nature shedding tears. It is a place of beauty. Coming to the side of the fall entails some footwork, but it gives you pleasure to do so, especially with the hope of a very big discovery in your mind. It is not even too much of a hard work to reach the place. My colleague Brian Maker here has been into tourism for decades, and in fact, like me, he's a journalist. But then, unlike me, he's a specialist when it comes to the issues of tourism. He is a tourism buff, always into it, speaking it and breathing it. Mr. Maker, Asab Hill.
Wonderful, a good place to be. Unbelievably Nigerian, and I think nobody has really discovered it. We only talk about it, but we have not discovered it.
Beautiful as this waterfall is, and several real-time tourism attractions that nature generously endowed this nation with, why do students actually meet them, especially those with the passion for tourism?
This place should not be empty. You can see it's empty. It should be filled up with young and the old. There should be recreation ground. This is Saturday, for instance. What are you doing at home? You should come to Asofo, feel nature, talk nature, live, and you live longer. You live longer. That's why you're looking young every time, Hamisu.
Okay,
because you move around. Yes.
Just tell us, Nigeria has potentials which are yet to be exploited as far as tourism is concerned.
Yes.
What do you think we need to do differently?
I think we needed to rediscover it domestically. I believe, yes, foreigners must come. But 200 million people, Hamisu, if you bring 200, let me just say 10% of 200 million people coming to Asofo, the community here will benefit. This place can be transformed. You can see it's still in its rough edges. Nothing new, no packaging. You know, I mean, there should be a walkway. People don't need to struggle to come in here, except, of course, those who want to do some challenges, as it were. But really, for the old and the young, to make it easier, in fact, there should be a recreational ground here, something, be the platform built here, so they can take pictures, you can shoot movies, and things like that.
This waterfall is all year round, but the flow varies with the season. The environment could not be more ideal for a waterfall as well.
What do you think? Can you tell me what you think of this place?
The potential is great.
Do you regret coming here?
I never did.
Please help me tell Nigerians that there's a place they need to visit. And places like this abound on the Jos Plateau. This is just a sample.
No, but the idea is good, but it is like it's still in its infancy. We need to see a smooth pathways. We need to see more people coming. We need to see probably boats going. We need to see a better packaging of this place.
In the tourism business, there's what we call responsible tourism. And the more natural the tourism attraction is, this is what we call ecotourism. And we reduce the modernism in places like this. We could easily put cable cars to come here, but cable cars are not designed for places like this. The fun here is your ability to descend and your ability to ascend.
Asofo is a pleasant diversion from the main event of the Night Fest in Jos. There were some memorable nights and days of cultural expositions that cannot go out of memory. In one evening of cultural glory, the Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Shegun Runshawi, as is usual with him, mobilized his cultural troops from all over the country to the palace of Bomgom Jos. Palaces in Nigeria may not be too new to cultural displays. On this day, it was like the palace of Jos was under cultural attack. The Otumba was well received at the palace amidst unique royal receptions. After exchange of pleasantries, Otumba invited the Bomgonjos to an open space just outside his palace, where he seated him and then treated him to the reality of cultural diversity of Nigeria. I cannot think of any country that has as much capacity for breathtaking dance steps like Nigerian cultural entities do have. At the palace of Bomgonjos, there were times I feared some legs may go out of their sockets or some arms may do so, just due to the power of their dancing skills. They were relentless and frenetic and just beautiful to watch. Picture of this script were actually from the show in the palace. They are far from being exhaustive though. The excellence of the visibility of Nigerian dances is not only in the dance steps, splendid as they always are, but also in the costumes and the facial expressions. All they create unique and pleasant harmony in the execution of the dances. The palace was also captured by the swing dance steps of troops from Koji. Generally, Nigerian choreography stands out unique globally in beauty and in style. It usually reflects the cultural heritage of the ethnic communities. In all Nigerian societies, communities evolve unique dances to match their songs and plead their messages. There are dances and songs for occasions always. Nigerian dances have origin in their cultural societies. Apart from Kogi, dancers from Delta, Plateau and Taraba all follow that natural trend. It was done that well into the evening, but the troops had to eventually say their goodbye from the palace, but they left an indelible mark, memorable and beautiful.
Ancient plateau. See the diverse cultures that the plateau boasts. See the beautiful masks of the ancient fathers. See.
No exaggeration to say that when Nigeria stands out to showcase its culture, the world pays respect. In Nigerian context, culture is not about a name merely. It is about beauty of its diversity, the rhythm of its expressions, the silent messages it conveys, and even the people who interpret it. To the credit of NAFEST, it always strives at giving the world an insight into the micro-horizon of Nigerian arts and culture. There was this night in Nafes in Jos, when the festival brought to bear a historical reflection of colors and costumes that looks back at several Nigerian ancient costumes and cultural societies.
The maidens, the princes, the palm wine tappers, and the local princesses are what you'll be seeing 5000 BC within the Bosch area of the Banana Empire.
The mind here is to recreate the dress establishment of the long-gone Korarafa Empire, which at its peak encompassed such widespread areas as present-day Taraba, parts of Nasarawa, Plateau, and Benue State. The people who translated this legacy may look modern, but they do not impede the message of their dress.
Wash, dwell in humanity to the people of the Korarafa Empire, lived a very prosperous life.
The dress reflects the evolutionary reality of many African societies. When hunting and food gathering sustained many African societies, and when the products of these endeavors fed the dress code of the people, the exhibition displayed the hidden majesty of the African past. The reality now is that many a community will see themselves in this display. It was a parade of familiar costumes, now not too much around. If only as a people, we can take a deep look into these costumes and remember how they shaped the lives of our forebears and define what they have been as a people culturally and occupationally. They were dressed for every occasion and for every person, king or commoner, farmer or merchant, male or female. This exquisite costumes display was actually from a night of command performance on the opening night of Nafes in Jos. It wasn't the only event of the night. There was an engaging dance drama as well. yet another night whose events were pleasing to share. It was the night of choral music. In any talk on music, choral music is always different. It is not an all-comers affair. It requires discipline and voice management, and every voice in the chorus counts. In NAFEST, it goes a notch further. All 17 states that took part in the choral music appeared in local fabric, and Lord, the night was a picture of sartorial elegance and good music. There was no compromising the COVID-19 protocol also, and performances were all in local languages. How beautiful to hear the sound of Nigeria. The choral music was bound by themes, issues that are in the public domain and often sensitive, where education is needed. In that wise, COVID-19 was the ammunition for several troops, including Benue and Kogi. Choral troops also extolled the potentials of their home states and pleaded musically on behalf of their states for the world to come and see those potentials they have. Agriculture, tourism potentials, mineral resources, they all take center stage on that night of beauty. An abiding virtue of Nigerian culture is ability to fuse all different ethnic, geographical, and religious groups together and unite them. I saw states with different ethnic and religious backgrounds stood in unison and brotherhood to sing in unison for their country and for their states and for their people. Choral music may be interpreted differently. In many parts of Nigeria, a tradition of song above in vernacular, whose main background is the choral that support the lead singer, it is a choral music. They are also the kind we see in the churches, in Christmas carols, and in the school that entail disciplined orientation. They are all one. Here is a picture of what choral music can be, especially in Hausaland. It is, of course, extract from the choral night at the Jos Festival.